Okay, this is the hard video to publish. I've tried multiple times. I hope this time it works. The first time around, I shot it with a baby goat, and another baby goat knocked the camera down and ruined the video because the memory card didn't record the session anyway. So, number one, last night I watched a video that Brother Keith published. The topic, was two cryptos that God had shown him, confirmed to him, and he had heard from someone who he trusts about BNB Tiger and Voltinu. And he received two dreams, one about each, that testify to what God, is revealing about them being good investments for this season. So I watched this video, and I don't have any BNB Tiger. I have Voltinu, and so I go to bed. I pray, Lord, please show me anything I need to know. Please give me understanding, anywhere I need it. And so last night, I had a dream, and Brother Keith was in it. And I always dream, but this was a portion of a dream that really stood out. So in this dream, it's me and Brother Keith, and we have all these basketball trading cards. It's like there's stacks of them. And I saw, there was a shoebox full of basketball cards. He's kind of got a stack, not that thick, and he's going through them and rotating them. I come sit down, and I'm looking through some, and there were some basketball players that stood out. There was Penny Hardaway, Grant Hill. I was looking, there was a Charles Barkley card, but it was funny because in the dream, Charles Barkley kind of looked like Clyde Drexler, and Clyde Drexler had a big nose, pointed nose, and anyway, how dreams can be funny like that. Well, then Brother Keith has this Michael Jordan card in this slab, and we're talking about it. And so one of the key impressions was I knew some of the cards belonged to me, some of them were his, and then some of them weren't ours. And so he's looking at this Michael Jordan card. He's like, man, I want to get this one, I was like, yeah, I think that one's from like 1996, whatever. And I made this comment. I said, these things, this is like art. Each card, this is artwork. And then the dream kind of shifted where there were two paintings that were hanging up right next to us, and I knew I had painted them. And they were about, I don't know if there's something I could use. They're about as big as a platter, okay, and kind of oval shaped. Both paintings depicted a horse, and the horses were in full stride, so their front legs were stretched out in front of them, their back legs were kind of outstretched behind them. It's like they were reaching, just like they were running full blast. So I've got these two paintings, and Brother Keith said, he goes, man, I'd like to buy, that painting from you. I was like, well, how much are you willing to pay? And I was trying to think about giving him a good price, and so I'm thinking, he's thinking, and I was kind of thinking, I might sell it for like $250. Well, one thing about these paintings, they weren't traditional canvases. They were circular, and the horses were raised up. It was a relief. So the body of the horse was sticking out, and there was a curve to where the horse was painted on, where it was 3D. And anyway, so we kind of come to an agreement. I think, like, okay, I'll sell it to you for $250. And then he said, well, I want the other one too. How about, and I can't remember exactly the agreement, but he's like, I'll give you $299 for that one and $1 for this one. It's like, okay, 300 a piece. I'm gonna hook my brother up. And I was thinking, man, you shouldn't be buying my paintings because you should be putting this money in the market. And I was also thinking, I sure could use some money to put in the market. So all that being said, the last part of that dream, he said, well, before I take them, I want you to sign this one. And he grabbed like a pencil and he wrote on my painting, like, here, sign it here, and then initial it. And if you're an artist and someone else gets your painting and they're like, oh, I want you to sign it and initial it, I was like, wow, dude, But I was like, okay. And for me, I didn't have a brush to sign it and initial it at that moment. He was just saying, sign it and initial it, and then, we'll be all good. And that was pretty much the dream. And so I have my own thoughts, what I think is a potential interpretation, and I'll try to go on to share that. So the paintings, there was two. Each one depicted a horse that was basically running and racing. Well, Brother Keith's dream, from the video he published yesterday, he mentioned Kevin Drake. And Kevin Drake is a brother in the Lord who has a channel called War Horses Rising. So in my dream, I saw two horses, and they were raised off of the surface of, the foundation of the painting. So I just thought to myself, the one interpretation is, this is God confirming to me to listen to what Brother Kevin Drake is saying too. I've watched several of his videos over time, and he's funny, he's eccentric, and he's passionate about the Lord. He's talking about some meme coins that I don't have, and so the fact that the horses were raised off of the painting, and his channel's War Horses Rising, kind of gave me like, okay, I'm reflecting on this. Well, yesterday, or within the past 36 hours, Christopher Harris posted a video. It's called something like 12 Epic Dreams about Luna Classic. So I watched about half of his video yesterday, and he is stating that God gave him sort of 3 different glimpses at the Luna Classic chart. One is past, one is near future, and one is right beyond that. And essentially, he said he believes there's a run that's imminent, and it's going to be a huge buy-in. It's going to cause the price to skyrocket. It's going to dip a little bit, and then it's going to be off the chart. Well, after he shared, 3 or 4 of these dreams, he went on to say God gave him a audible vision of like a horn or a bugle being sounded to signify the start of a race, like horses, a horse race. I've never been to a horse race. I know they might fire a gun, but old school, they probably sounded a horn. Well, then he said he had a secondary visual vision where he could see the horses were in the stalls with the gate ready to be, if I'm not mistaken, this is how I remember his testimony, they're about to take off. Well, in my dream, Brother Keith wants to buy these 2 paintings. Each one has a horse that's sprinting, which relates to Christopher Harris's recent vision of it's going to be off to the races, literally in a horse race. So I'm kind of meditating on this, and I'll just be honest. I've shot this video once, so I feel like I'm just repeating myself. But this is, I wanted to make a video before I had that dream. Because I believe Luna Classic is about to start making moves, and once it creates a new floor, the buy-in price is going to be expensive, especially compared to what it is now. It could, like Christopher Harris said, it can go up any moment, any minute. I just came home from doing some chores. I got to go back out. I have a crypto epic protocol. It just went up like 40% while I was at the goat pen. I get home, I'm eating some green beans out of the pot and some salmon patties, and I'm sitting here, and I sold 50% of this EPK on KuCoin. I sell 50%, the mid-20s. It keeps rising. It went up to 3 cents, just bam, from below 2 cents to 3 cents in one day. So I basically sold 100% of my epic protocol and put 100% of that in the Luna Classic. I'm urgently, because I know this AI stuff that I've invested in, it's going to go up too, but I don't believe it's going to go up as much as Luna Classic, and perhaps not as much as the other prophetic meme coins that God is revealing to people. So all that being said, having this dream where Brother Keith is like, I want you to sign this and initial it, and then and then I'll buy it. It was sort of it wasn't symbolic, it was directly related to coming into agreement. You sign something and initial it. It's like an agreement. You're co-signing, and he had underwritten, he wrote where he wanted me to, he just scribbled like, here, sign here, and so if he's in agreement, if God revealed to him and he's in agreement with the other believers that spoke to him, then I watch, I pray. Now I'm in agreement with what he said, and I believe God is kind of triangulating it back to Kevin Drake and Christopher Harris. We're in agreement. The other thing that I believe we're all in agreement about is this is about to start moving. So I would urge anyone who has a vested interest in Luna Classic to start really pressing in, praying about it, asking for wisdom, and looking to get as much as you can now. That's not financial advice. That's what I'm doing. And after talking to some serious, prayerful, believing brothers in the Lord, there seems to be, I'll just put it out there, Kyle Day has a channel. He issued a video about March being big, potentially, for Luna Classic. There's another brother, his channel, he's just started it, but he's got awesome testimony, awesome videos. Prophetic Insight is the name of the channel. He is talking about March being potentially, probably, according to what God has shown, very significant. And for Luna Classic. I talked to 2 other believers that have big, I guess, a big voice in this space. Everyone is telling me, yeah, I want to get Luna Classic because I feel an urgency. And then Philip Paul posted a video recently, brother in the Lord, talking about an urgency. He said he had a dream about another YouTuber who has a Luna Classic ministry, so to speak, and that it's urgent. And he was trying to get his whole family to buy in like as soon as possible. Then Christopher Harris posted that video about it being imminent. He made a chart. He's like, we are here. There's an arrow. You are here. And then it's about, on his drawing, the next phase is extreme price buy-in. All that being said, I hope I didn't repeat myself too much. So this is an extreme encouragement to dig deep, because when this opportunity passes and those horses take off, make sure you got your bags packed. Well, not yesterday, but the day before. I woke up in the morning and I realized, because I'd prayed, Lord, please minister to me in my sleep. If it pertains to these investments, good. I felt an urgency. Please don't let me drag my feet, because I've got to convert a lot of stuff into Luna Classic. I'm about to get back in the house and work on that here in just a minute. So I'm praying, Lord, just don't let me miss out. I want to maximize this opportunity. I didn't have a dream or a vision or any word as I went to sleep or slept. Well, I wake up and I'm sort of like, God, you didn't show me anything. And then this phrase popped into my head. Immediately. Monopoly Bull Run gets hot in 3 days. And it's just, I was like, whoa. I heard that, I knew. This phrase, I didn't conjure it up out of my own imagination. It wasn't, I don't see how it could be my flesh. I don't see how it could be something from the enemy. It was just so clear, so subtle. Monopoly Bull Run gets hot in 3 days. Well, Monopoly is a game where you buy up real estate. Whoever gets that real estate early on can build on it. Okay? You build houses, hotels. Anyone who lands on your piece of property pays rent. Whoever gets the most valuable properties in Monopoly, it's just a matter of time before someone lands on it. And it's payday. It's just a matter of time before someone lands on your property. As long as they're playing, the more property you have, the greater chance you'll be able to charge someone for occupying that space. But the interesting thing is you have to own a certain amount to build on it. Well, these layer 1 blockchain networks, so to speak, which I believe Luna Classic is one, things are going to get built on them. The token is the gas. It's the currency. It's the monopoly money, right? When things get built and people start using these applications, whatever they may be, they're going to have to pay in Luna Classic. They're going to have a currency, their own national currency, buy Luna Classic, and then they'll be able to purchase this app or financial service, whatever it is. Well, Monopoly Bull Run, that's what I heard. This bull run, I've talked to some brothers in the Lord. Some people think it's a bull trap. Some people think it's a legitimate bull run is coming. Some people want to define it as a bull trap or manufactured. You know, those are interesting words to even use to begin with. But maybe the Lord's revealing to me this is going to be a huge buy-up. People are going to come in. We're at historically low prices, right? Algorand is cheap. XRP is cheap. We think it's cheap. If you've been in the market for 2 years, you think it's cheap. These people are going to come in, buy up as much as they can, and they've got it, right? And they can hold it as long as they want. Whatever gets built on it, they're going to have the money, right? It's going to go up. The property, the network they buy up is going to go up in value for what gets built on it. So a monopoly bull run, it seems like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to buy as much as you can at very cheap prices. That being said, there was something else. Oh, and gets hot in 3 days. That can mean one of two things. It's literally going to happen within 3 days of God telling me that. Or that we'll see a 3-day period where within 3 days, specific things like Luna Classic are just going to go just parabolic, and there's kind of a point of no return. You should have bought in now. So it's either going to happen within 3 days or within a 3-day window, because it says bull run gets hot in 3 days. So either way, I believe it's imminent. It's going to happen in a short amount of time. And if you've looked at a few of these meme coins, you know, in a 3-day period, they could have gone up hundreds of percents, if not thousands. There's been a funny meme coin bull run. It kind of started in January with specific ones. You know, I think Digimon Rabbit went parabolic, 20,000% or more in a month. WikiCat went up parabolic in January, and then BNB Tiger, I still haven't bought any. I'm about to, Lord willing. It went up like over 20,000% in the past month. So when God's telling me Monopoly Bull Run gets hot in 3 days, there could be a very intense 3-day upswing. Or in 3 days it starts to take place, which would be like 2 days from now or something. So all that being said, God bless y'all. I've been wanting to make a video about all of this. Too bad there's no cute baby goats in it. Lord bless y'all, and take this before the Lord.